And tradition pretty well at Wimbledon, and one of them is the newly crowned champion stepping out to greet his adoring fans. 8th time Roger Federer has struck that pose, and I imagine it does not get old. And with that, we welcome the new and once again Wimbledon champion Roger Federer to Wimbledon primetime. From all of us, congratulations. So let me get this straight. You've won 2 of the first 3 majors of the year. Your pal from Spain won the other one. What year is this again?
2005,
right?
Feels like that. Oh man, it's pretty crazy. I think we're both very happy at this point that we're playing as well as we are, and we couldn't have predicted this. I remember being in Mallorca opening his academy, last October, and he told me he's pulling out for the rest of the year because his wrist or something was not working well. And we were doing like a kids clinic, and we both were just volleying at the net. And who knew that we were going to have this type of season this year? So it's great for Roth. I'm very happy for him.
You walk off the court today, and it's this blizzard of best and most and first and GOAT. When you take inventory of your career, what are you most proud of? What means the most to you?
Well, for me, it was always important, if ever I had the chance to become world #1. For me, world #1, being the best at something in life, to me, truly means like you accomplished a great deal. So I was very happy for Andy when he, after all these years, when Murray was finally able to get to world #1 last year, because I remember what that meant to me. That meant to me, geez, like you're on the top. Might be only a week, might be a few more weeks. It ended up being a long time, but that felt great. And I think that's what I will look back on, just being proud that I was the best player in the game at one stage. And then winning Wimbledon was a big deal for me. And then eventually, I got into the role of things where you could break records, you could tie records, but it was only until much, much later in my career. And I think it was more for me just proving to myself that I could be a consistent top tennis player. And that made me really proud that I actually could overcome so many more difficult moments of my career early on in my, life, when I just had a hard time, behaving accordingly to the situation.
We've talked about this before, about how every major has a different personality, has a different feeling. The events themselves, the ones you win, and now at 19, they all have these distinct feelings. What did this one feel like today, walking off the court?
This one felt it was about records, about being the first male player to get to 8 Wimbledon victories in singles. It's like a big deal. I'll be always the first who did that. So I'm so grateful that I can mark Wimbledon history because of what Wimbledon means to me. And then having that moment that my boys were there, because my boys have never been to any Grand Slam win. I mean, they were not there in Australia, but they were sleeping. They were probably dreaming about, I don't know, something very special. Look at them. So that was very special for me. And the girls, they understand what's going on now. They're turning 8 soon. So this was a very special moment in my career. And that's when I left the court. That's kind of what I remember. And just, again, the honor of playing at a championship match on court, the fans and everything. I mean, it's that cool.
You've been doing this for a long time, and we've talked about kind of different ways to get motivated and different things to do. And you keep mentioning often, if the health is there, if the health is there, if the health is there, everything is equal. So given that, I'm a big believer in, after everything you've achieved, that the mind leads the body, what the mind tells the body. Why do you still feel like you can push yourself to do this emotionally to play?
Well, it was funny, like when I decided not to play the French Open this year, I sat back and I was like kind of relieved in a way that I was able to take that tough decision. I never had regrets that I didn't, but eventually, in practice, I was like, okay, it's enough practice already. Like I've done, again, almost, 7, 8 weeks of practices in a row. And back last year, I did 6 straight of tennis and 6 more weeks fitness only. And before that, another 6 or 8 weeks of rehab of my knee. I mean, it's enough already. So I wanted to go back on the match courts. But I'm surprised how easy it is for me. The good thing is I don't need to practice 5 hours a day anymore. So I feel like I'm working half time, because I practice for half the day and the rest of the day I'm a family man. So because I'm playing less tournaments and I'm practicing less per day, I get more time in return, which is a great thing. And because of that rhythm, I think my wife's very happy. I get to see my kids a ton, and I can have more time for my friends. And it's not like I'm preparing my exit out of tennis, you know, and like where I know, oh, okay, so these are going to be my friends. This is where we're going to be. But this last 1.5 years, I guess, gave me that sense of how my life could look like after tennis, which is actually very exciting.
Only a few people know this feeling. So for everyone else, explain. You go out there, it's 5-4 in the third set. What is it like stepping up to that line, I'm going to serve for the Wimbledon championship?
Strange.
What is it like?
Strange. Just because you know you're so close, but you could be so far. Because if you mess this up, that game, or he clocks a few good early returns, things can turn so quickly. It doesn't seem like it because I felt like I was maybe untouchable on my own serve, and I've always been winning in straight sets this whole tournament. But at 2 sets to love, 2-all, I told myself I'm going to lose this third set anyways because I've never won Wimbledon not dropping a set. So inevitably, I have to drop a set. So probably it's going to be this third one because
Great positive reinforcement.
That's not the RF.
No, it's not how I am usually. But I guess because I missed some opportunities, maybe I just told myself, you know what? You know, let's see it this way. And then when I stepped to the line at 5-4, I was just like, just get off a good start, you know, in the game. And I don't know if I remember if I did or not, but I don't know. I was calm enough, and I got. I had new balls as well, which I wasn't sure was a good thing because new balls always fly fast and they fly different. And the first serve went like, whoa, went like way over. And the second serve almost I double faulted. So I had to recalibrate how I was going to serve, and then things turned out fine.
Winning a Grand Slam, playing a Grand Slam even, it's an emotional endeavor. It takes a lot out of you and everybody who's done it. You've always been pretty candid about your emotions. You've let your fans in on how you're feeling. Yeah. As you were waiting for the trophy ceremony to begin after you'd seen your family, you got a little emotional. You let some tears flow. I wonder if you could tell us what you were thinking as that was happening.
You know, when you go into the tournament as a favorite, when everything's said and done, you become you're just very exhausted, and you're just very proud that you were able to do it. And then seeing my family there, seeing the trophy right there, and it's like the only and first moment I had today, really all by myself. And I remember all the hard work I put into it, you know, in the last 1.5 years. That's what I guess it overcame me, and like that silence in the stadium, everybody watching, standing ovation. We do a nice job in tennis of making the players feel like this is special, and we get put into the center of attention. And it was almost a moment where I didn't feel like in the center, so I could have I let my guard down for a second. But I'm happy it is this way, because I know this is supposed to be emotional. This is supposed to be special, and it clearly was, as you could see.
Thank you for letting us in on that. It has been a privilege not just to chat with you, but to watch you for all these years. Congratulations, Roger.
Appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Roger Federer, number 8, is in the books. We will take a break, come back, and wrap up this fortnight. Our champion, Roger Federer.
Thank you, guys.